At Pentonville, Martin meets with Alexis and says the photo of Carly and Brennan has been left with Anna's assistant, and he had his PI do some more digging. He says his PI got Brennan's room service bill and proof of his whining and dining of Carly. Alexis still doesn't think this is enough to cast doubt on Carly and Sonny's alibi, and the only thing that will get her out is if Sonny confesses. Martin doubts that will happen. But Alexis fears that if Sonny comes forward to save her, Christina will be put at risk for obstructing justice. Anna arrives at Robert's office with a large file proving Alexis is innocent. She tells him about the gun they were sent and that the serial number matches Sonny's missing gun. She says ballistics can't say whether the weapon was used to kill Cates or not. They both know Sonny is the guilty party, and he wouldn't have used one of his own guns to do the job. Anna wants to call Martin about this new evidence. Robert tells her not to be so hasty. At the PCPD, Dex checks in with Dante. He'd heard about Lucky and is sorry, but he reveals he will get tested after his shift. He's surprised Dante is even at work. Danny says he's finishing some things to take a leave of absence. Dandy asks about the bomb threat, and Dex tells him that it turned out it was just a gun that was dropped off. And the theory is it's the gun Alexis disposed of. He says the ballistics report can exonerate Alexis. Christina stops by Sonny's place and finds Michael sitting on the couch. She assumes Michael told her father that she went to see Anna. Sonny says that's not what this is about and reveals he's going to confess to killing Jagger to save Alexis. Christina becomes irate and says her mom said the police will think he's only doing this to protect her, and it will make things worse for her and her mother. Sonny says this is the only way to save Alexis, and he's going to tell the truth, and no one else will pay for Jagger's death except him. At the hospital, Carly talks with Lucas about Lulu. Lucas reveals that Ethan got tested but wasn't a match. Suddenly, Ava shows up and is surprised to see Lucas and asks if there is a special reason for the visit. Carly announces that Lucas is home for good and has taken a job as a trauma surgeon at the hospital. Ava wishes he would have told her, but Lucas says it's not as if they've never been close. Ava notes they are still family, and he can't wait for him to see Avery. Lucas says Carly sends him photos of her all the time. Carly notes that family is important to Spencer's. Ava says Lucas is still Julian's son. Carly quickly points out that Julian is the reason Lulu is in the condition she's in. Lucas asks for a minute alone with his Aunt Ava, so Carly leaves them. Lucas asks his aunt why she outed Christina's girlfriend. He says nobody deserves to be outed, which Ava agrees. She explains she was only trying to get custody of Avery by exposing Sonny's friend Natalia for being a bigot. Lucas says she's just like Julian, and she doesn't think about anyone but herself. Ava argues that Sonny would have done the same to her, and as for Julian, while he was deeply flawed, he loved Lucas, and he knows it. Lucas says there were several times he got close to Julian, but then he always did something to disappoint him. Ava says Julian never really felt he deserved him as a son. Lucas says Julian was his own worst enemy, and not all his memories of him were bad. Ava asks him to share one, as it's been a long time since anyone said a kind word about her brother. Lucas remembers how proud he was of his dad when he married Alexis and thought he could finally be happy with her. Ava moans, maybe he could have been happy if he married anyone else. She blames Alexis for Julian doing the terrible things he did. Lucas says, good talk, cut to go. Ava tells him that nobody should be judged solely on the worst thing they've done, and Julian loved him. Lucas says he knows, and he loved him too. Ava says she loves him too, and while they aren't close, they could be. He says he'll think about it. Ava doesn't want him to throw away his father's side of the family. He says he could never throw Avery away or her mother. Ava smiles. Cody speaks with Liz and notes that he came to get tested to try to help Lulu. Cody is concerned for Dante, who is a realist and is likely bracing himself in case Lulu doesn't make it. Later, Liz talks with Portia, and Portia asks Liz if she's had any trouble with Brad being back. Liz admits his work has been flawless, and he knows what he's doing. Cody talks to Brad in an exam room while he is tested, and the two catch up. Cody knows Britt would be happy to see him back here, and Brad admits he used her name to get in the door. Cody says it sounds like things are looking up for him. Brad says somewhat, and reveals his ex-husband is back.